Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am going to be working on Project Life week number 8. I'm using a bunch of exclusive stuff from Citrus Twist. A lot of this was in my curated kit, but I also have the new Everyday Life V2 journal cards, which is what you can see me playing with here. So many journal cards. I've got got the 3x4 ones, I've got some 4x6 ones, and I'm just playing around. I've got a couple of empty spots in my layout today. It was one of those weeks, I just kind of forgot to take some photos. It was kind of like an important day in there. We had our wedding anniversary this week. I took a bunch of photos for that, but I've kind of documented that day in a couple of other places, so I didn't really feel like kind of filling up this particular spread with those photos as well. And so I've decided that I'll do like a little filler card as well as a kind of like a journal card. So I'm just flicking through the different cards. You can see me being a tiny bit indecisive. I really like that little black and white heart one. I'm definitely going to use that for my kind of filler card, my little embellishment card that I'm going to put together. And the other cards I wanted to keep a little bit simpler so that I could type directly on them and they wouldn't pull too much attention away from the cards. Now these are the tickets and tags ephemera that I got as part of my curated kit. What I'm attempting to do is keep it really simple this week. I didn't want to spend too much time. I just kind of wanted to keep the embellishments simple and the cards simple and the photos simple, just not add too many things. But you can see me, there are so many tags and tickets in here. My little heart goes a little bit crazy. There was an ampersand one that kind of fell out of the packet right at the start, and I think that's going to work perfectly for our anniversary photo. I can put our initials up there. It's a kind of full photo, so there's not a whole lot of room up there, and I'm just going to add a couple of other ones. I've got happy place and a little hello one. And right now I'm going to move on to my title card because I was feeling it a little bit of a kind of loose end, like I didn't have any kind of direction of where the kind of design was going. I figured the title card was a good place to start. I picked out this magical card because I really loved it and I wanted to put it in there somehow, but the other 4x6 spot that I've got this week I want to tell a story on top of, so it wasn't really a magical story, so it wasn't going to work for that. I'm forcing it. I'm trying to force it, and I don't want to keep doing that. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board a little bit. These are some of the Back to Basics digital journaling cards, and I'm going to swap out a few of these for the Everyday Life cards. I don't know. I think the Everyday Life cards will be in the Citrus Twist shop tomorrow, but these digital Back to Basics cards are available right now. I've printed them a million times because I love them. This particular one that I'm going to use for my title card is not a digital card at all. It's actually a digital traveler's notebook paper. I just trimmed it to 4x6 because I love the colors on there. It works really well with some of the colors in the cards that I've picked out. Like I did swap out one. You can see the other 4x6 I've swapped out there. Is going to be perfect for telling a story on top of. But I am going to carry on and work on my title card first. So I've used my new favorite white puffy alphas just to spell out week. They work so much better on this card. You can really get a clear idea of the alphas. They've got a lot of contrast to them. I'm going to use the lunar alpha, or it's the lunar number stamps to stamp out week 08. Again, I'm just liking adding a 0 in front of the numbers. It kind of balances them out. They don't look quite so empty on their own. The issue that I have is that I've gone ahead and laid this all out and stamped it down, and it's a little bit kind of unbalanced, and I didn't really know what else to kind of fill the card up with. So I decided to do a little bit of stamp layering. It's I feel like it's a bit of a trend at the moment, and I love the way it looks. I don't often do it, so I'm going to give it a go. I am going to use the It's Weathering stamp set today on this layout. That was part of my curated kit this month too. So I'm just going to use a couple of the more generic-y stamps on there and layer them up with some coloured inks, trying to keep the similar colours that are in the actual digital paper. I'm going to layer them over top and sort of around that number. So I started with that sentiment circle. It says, this is what today looks like. It's a very light pink ink. I promise you can see it better in real life than you can here on camera. You're definitely going to be able to see this one here. It's a much darker teal colored ink. It stamps, the lines are very slim, and my little Catherine Puller ink doesn't quite fit in there, so you can be sure I went and cleaned that stamp off straight away. I didn't just do my normal tap off. I went and made sure it was nice and clean. And I'm going to layer one more. So I've used the teal, I've used the pink. I'm going to add one more little sentiment in here, and I'm going to add it in that kind of, it's kind of a mustardy yellow color. This is as close as I've got. It's a shea butter from Catherine Puller, so I'm just layering that in too. And I liked the way that this looked. It just filled up that kind of visual space a little bit more. The card looks less kind of lopsided, and it gives me the perfect place to add my date stamps, so I'm not going to worry about popping on a label or anything this week. I'm just going to go straight ahead and just stamp directly on here using those lines. It's not at all what they are intended for, but it kind of works. So now I have my simple title card done. I've got a bit more of a direction for the page. I'm going to take my 2 journaling cards that require journaling, and I just ran them straight through my typewriter. I print my digitals at home on just really whatever cardstock I can get a hold of. At the moment, I can't get a hold of a lot, I'll be honest. Prices and shipping, and I just had to use what I had on hand, which happened to be American Crafts textured cardstock. I printed it on the back, so it's the slightly smoother side, and it worked fine. I kind of like the texture it has. The colors look great to me, so I was happy with that. It is what it is. And also, it's not a super thick cardstock, so it runs through my vintage typewriter perfectly. So that's another plus for that one. All I've really done is stuck down my photo and added one of the little pink flourish tiny word stickers onto the tab of the fake sort of file tab there. And then I've moved on to this 3x4, and again, keeping things a little bit simpler, I added that hello tag and trimmed off the bottom, and I really loved that little trimmed off piece too, so I just stuck it onto the top. There was enough kind of blank space in that photo that it fit really nicely, and I went and grabbed the, I can't remember the name of the stamp set, sorry, the food stamp set, and just partially inked up the word yes because it fit on the ticket. And I'm going to call that one done. So this is what I mean. I wanted to keep things like really simple, just 1 or 2 little embellishments on each card or photo. So the same thing here, I added that wee ampersand, and I'm going to use my favorite bubblegum pink foam alphas. I'm just going to put our initials, so just S and D. I want to be really careful to pull off the S. These foam alphas, they can warp a little bit, so you want to be a little bit careful when you pull them off. I am just being careful with the S because it doesn't have that joining piece, so it's a little bit more prone to being misshapen. But I love that we pop pink up there. It's not exactly the same pink as in the title card. It's a little bit more kind of corally colored, but I think it works nicely together. So this is my little filler card. I'm not doing too much to it. I'm just noting the date. I know that I've got the date stamps in there, but our anniversary date this year was pretty cool. It was that 22/02/2022. So a whole lot of 2s in there. So I'm using up a whole lot of 2s from the alpha. I'm not going to fit the whole date in there. And like I said, I have kind of documented that day elsewhere in my traveler's notebooks. So I've just put 22/02. I know that's our anniversary, and it's kind of a cute little teal and pink filler card there. So this one was just a little desk photo after my Patreon live stream. So I'm just putting happy place because it most definitely is. That's the leftovers there from a monthly challenge I did in February to kill a collection, and I did pretty well. I fairly killed that kit collection, not a kit. I killed She's Magic from Dearlydee. I had quite a lot of it left, and now I have none. So I was super pleased to free up a bit of shelf space. All I did was add another little pink alpha sticker underneath there just to kind of tie in the one that I've already added. It felt a bit lonely on its own, so adding another one for consistency. And then I'm using that It's Weathering stamp set directly onto my photos. I stamped in black, and then I decided I would have a little go. I found another chalk ink. So this one is yellow, and it's, again, definitely a different kind of yellow, much more golden, but it's going onto this blue background. I figured some of that blue would show through, and I was right, which definitely turned it a little bit more mustardy. But I love the look of the chalk inks on the photos, and it just gave me a little pop of yellow on that bottom corner. So this is my page, all done. I love it. I love how bright and colourful and simple it was. I kept it simple, and I'm feeling pretty proud about that. Hey, thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there are a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you again really soon. Bye.